All right, here we go. Question number 29 from our 0314 homework number 3 in MyLab Math. And the instructions say factor. So the first thing I notice is I have two terms. And so the first thing I need to look for is a common factor. Is there a GCF that I can factor out? Well, 125 and 216, those do not have a common factor. And the 216 does not have a C, so I can't factor out a C. So there is no greatest common factor to factor out. So the next thing I move on and notice is that this is a binomial, which means that it could be the difference of two squares. However, this is not a minus and this is not a square. So this is not the difference of squares. So then it could be the sum or difference of two cubes. That is possible. So a plus means that this is a sum, and I think these are two perfect cubes. We're going to check and see. So I'm going to need three identical factors that make 125c to the third. And that's going to be 5c times 5c times 5c. If you multiply those three together, you get 125c to the third. So that is a perfect cube. Now for the 216, I think it's 6 times 6 times 6, but I'm going to check with my calculator to make sure. 6 times 6 times 6 is 216, okay? And so if you're wondering, is there any way that I can get that result without just guessing, the answer is yes. If you have a calculator that has a cube root function, on this calculator we're going to hit shift and square root to do cube root. You can take the cube root of 216 and it will tell you the factor you're looking for. So now we have verified this is the sum of two perfect cubes. Now we need a recipe. So I do have a recipe and it has three ingredients, okay? First ingredient is parentheses. And I want you to notice that the second set of parentheses is wider than the first. That's important, okay? The second step is we're going to throw in some soap. Soap for the signs. And no, I haven't lost my mind. In just a second, I'll explain what the freak that means, okay? And then the third step, the third ingredient is fill in the blanks. Okay, so the three steps, the three ingredients for factoring the sum or difference of cubes is parentheses, soap for the signs, and fill in the blanks. Okay, so we have our parentheses. Next, let's talk about what does SOAP mean. Well, SOAP stands for same, opposite, always positive. Same, opposite, always positive. So the first sign in the first set of parentheses is going to be the same as the problem. The first sign is the same as the problem. The next sign that I write down has to be opposite. Opposite of plus is a minus. And the third sign is always positive. Do you see how that works? Okay. Same as the problem. Opposite of plus is minus. And the last sign is always positive. So that's how we get the signs. And now to fill in the blanks. For the first two blanks, we're going to take one of each of our factors. So that's going to be 5c and 6. And then for the other three blanks, we're going to square, multiply, square. So we're going to take this first term here, the 5c, and we're going to square it, okay? For the middle blank, we're going to take the 5c and the 6, and multiply 5c times 6. For the last blank, we're going to take the 6 and square it, okay? So the 5c and the 6 come from up here, 5c and 6 here and here, and then you're going to square, multiply, square. Now, the final answer, 5c plus 6, 5c squared, that's 25c squared, minus 5c times 6 gives me 30c, plus 6 squared, which is 36. And that is my final answer, factored completely. And I know it looks a little confusing. There's a lot going on, but once you do this, I don't know, 10 or 20 times, it becomes super easy, okay? And that was a joke. You don't have to do it 10 or 20 times for it to be easy. 5c plus 6, and then we're going to have 25c squared minus 30c plus 36. Man, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put those in the comment section below, or you can text me. And thanks for watching.